Hey everyone, Jack here. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about mental health and being a student and the things you can do to help with that, because this year hasn't been easy. We've been dealing with a pandemic, and if you're a student on top of that and you've got to manage deadlines, maybe you've just moved away from home, so you're just learning to live on your own. There's a lot of things that can be exacerbated: anxiety, depression. And so I'm going to talk a little bit today about what you can do to maybe help with that kind of thing. If you're not a student and you just need help, some of these sources will be available regardless. And if you're a student at a different university, they'll have some form of these services anyway. And some of the services I'm going to talk about aren't university specific. I myself am on antidepressants and have been for a little while, and I've struggled with anxiety and depression for a long time, through all of my student life, as they all started before then. And so I know what it's like to have to work through university, manage your relationships while going through university, and struggle with these things as well. So the first thing you can do is talk to your student services. That's what ours is called. Yours might have a different name, student information point, or anything along those lines. I spoke to them via email, and then I had an appointment about 2 weeks later. It was very quick, and that meeting really did help me, as it gave me a place to talk, and she referred me to a lot of services that I've used and that I'll be mentioning some of them here. It was very helpful, and I think you've heard it all before. It's all over the internet, but it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to talk about it. So having someone from the university to talk to is very helpful. They also have the benefit of being with the university, so they can help you come up with an LSA, a learning support agreement. I have had one in the past, but I choose not to have one now, as I tend to rely on it too much. But if it works for you, it just means you might get a few extra days on deadline, because they understand that with depression, if you wake up and have an off day, you might not be able to do any work. They really understand, and they're really helpful to talk to. I think it's also very important to have some hobbies that are not university related. You can play video games, you can write, you can read, go for walks, do something that isn't tied to your work, is something that can distract you when you're feeling low, something that can raise you up a little bit, because that's very, very important. And while we're on the topic of walking, some form of exercise is very, very helpful. It really helps with mental health. Being able to get out the house and just walk, whether it's alone or with friends or with family, you will really benefit from that. I myself tried to go for lots of walks, but obviously with COVID and myself being diabetic, I have to be very careful. If you have a good support network of friends, then please talk to them. I have a very nice network of friends. They let me talk. If I'm feeling low, they will listen, they will try and help, they will understand, but also they'll distract me. Sometimes when you're in a low mood or you're feeling anxious about something, all you need is to be distracted sometimes. So they'll, invite me to play a game, we'll go for a walk. Anything along those lines is just helpful. And the same goes for your family. Your parents, your grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins. If they'll listen, then you should talk. You should vent to them. They might help you. They may come up with solutions. It's just going to be super helpful for you, and you will benefit from it. There are forums that are open to all. If possible, I will link them in the description below. Something that has helped me a lot, that is quite subjective, it might not help you, but it might, is Headspace. Headspace is a meditation app. It's free to use for certain courses, and then you have to pay a subscription to get the premium aspects. However, Spotify currently have a student deal on, where it's the £4.99 for students, but you will get Headspace with it, which is extremely useful. It helps me. I do I try to do one a day. Sometimes I will miss a day, sometimes I might do more than one, it depends on how I'm feeling. But it's definitely helpful, and I highly recommend you use that. So that was a list of services that I myself have used or have considered using that have helped me combat my mental health. I hope that you use them and you feel better. Don't put too much pressure on them though. Don't think I'm going to do this, it's going to cure my anxiety, depression. You know, it's small steps. But if you take some of these small steps, it might help you. I hope it does. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.